Darrell Jazz Johnson, Seconds Out, here with former boxing champion and incredible commentator on Top Rank Boxing, ESPN, Timothy Bradley Jr. Timothy, how are you?
Doing very well, man. Thanks for having me. Seconds out, baby.
Let's take it back 2 weeks ago. What did you see out of Devin Haney in his dominant victory over George?
I saw a guy that was destined for greatness, man. Honestly, he's been doing it since he was, came out of mom's womb in the crib. Put on sensational performance. I love the fact that he stayed confident all the way through. I actually love the fact that he went there. He had the nerve to actually go there, call his shot, nothing on his side, and then pull off a victory. So, great performance, great boxing display. Showed all his tools. I think that was the best Haney that I've ever seen. And that goes to show you that the better the competition, the better Haney we will see.
If you were in George Kambosos' camp, would you recommend he take the option for the rematch?
Man, you know what? It's all about business, man, at the end of the day. I mean, he's contracted to face Devin Haney. If I was in his camp, I probably would take the fight. But things can happen, man. Depending on his promoter and what they have in store for him. I don't know what's next for him or what they're saying or what they're intending to do if they think the rematch is right, for him, because I think he'll lose in the rematch as well. But then again, if the money's right, I'm hearing the money's right, why not do it? Why not give it another shot? So it just all depends on what he wants to do. Does he want the money or wants another loss? Whatever's important to him at the end of the day. That's what I mean by what I said before, man. It's just whatever's important to him, it's up to him.
And if not George, who would you love to see Haney in the ring with?
Well, I think Haney should get a voluntary defense. I think he should continue to grow, and of course, we want to see him fight the best guys out there and continue to fight the best guys. But if he gets a voluntary defense, why not? Do a showcase fight, get a voluntary defense. If he's not going to fight Kambosos, then I want to see him with the top dogs. I want to see him with a guy like Lomachenko. I want to see him in the ring with Garcia. I want to see him in the ring with Tank. I want to see him in the ring with the other guys, the top echelon guys of the division that we talk about every single day. So that's pretty much what I want to see from him, man, to be honest with you.
Do you think Haney is the top of that group you just mentioned? And if not, who is at the top?
Yeah, I honestly, I think he is. I think he could be. Honestly, you look at his resume. He has Kambosos on there now. He has a few other formidable challengers. But, when I look at the skill set that he brings into the ring and how long he is, how confident he is, how fearless he is. And like I said, he just gets better in with the competition. He's dangerous for anybody in the division because he's a pure boxer, and he's defensively sound too, and technically and tactically sound as well, man. He's hard. That's tough to deal with, bro. Then you put the physicality on top of that, as far as him being in extreme shape. I don't think that we've seen. He's not even full strength yet, man. He ain't even hit his prime yet, dude. This dude's 23 years old. I mean, there's a lot to Haney, man. You got to deal with. So if you got a guy like Tank Davis, that is real selective with his shots. He can punch. Great counter puncher. But what happens when you got that jab constantly working in your face? You got a guy with a high offense that can, throw combinations and counter you. And he knows he's looking for one shot. A guy that can move and won't be there for the return fire. Haney, man. Haney can be that guy. And we've seen in the past, Tank, struggle a little bit against boxers, I would say. I think that last guy that he faced at 140 was doing pretty well. I forget his name off the top right now, but he was doing pretty well until he got stopped. I think Tank will have a puncher's chance against Haney. I just don't think Tank will be able to land that shot. Haney will take that away from him. So I think Haney can beat him. Lomachenko, we're not sure how he going to come back. So from war, a little older now. Let's see. I think that, he's a smaller guy. I think Haney, once you take those angles away from Lomachenko, he becomes an ordinary fighter. And people don't realize that. Teo, he took those angles away from him, and he was ordinary. If you don't allow him to get to the sides, and when you have that experience that Haney has, you can turn with him. So as soon as he try to get around, nope, you swivel around, and now he don't have the angle on you. So I think Haney has the ability to do that too. Um, Garcia, he another guy that has a puncher's chance. I think, boxing wise, he's nowhere near Haney as far as his skill set goes, his technique goes. I don't even think he really owns a jab to begin with. Yeah, he's tall, he's quick, got a pistol-like left hook, but what else does he have? What else does he bring to the table? I think Haney should be able to take advantage of him as well and beat him on points. So yeah, I think Haney is that guy, or could be that guy at 135, the last man standing. We just got to make these fights and see if that comes to fruition, man. See if that comes true.
You're at Madison Square Garden, the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden, 2 weeks in a row. Talk about this past Saturday's main event. What did you see out of that main event?
Well, to be honest with you, I saw a guy a little mentally weak, I would say, in Berlanga. The whole biting and, that shows he definitely was mentally weak. But I did see a guy that actually somewhat followed the game plan. They had a game plan and he was able to execute it. It wasn't a great performance, but we saw a new wrinkle. We saw him box a little bit off the back foot, use his jab and move. Of course, we want to see more counter ability from him, but, it's a start. It's a start. We're used to seeing a knockout artist, just come in and bull first. He fought against a guy that could punch, a dangerous older fighter that can punch. That was there in game the whole fight. So he did what he had to do to get the dub. And sometimes you got to go through that, man, to be able to grow. So he couldn't get the knockout. It's all good. I just say you got to get his mind right, man. That's it at the end of the day. Get your mind right, man. Don't be in that fight looking up at the clock. No, I mean, you gotta get yourself in tip-top shape and believe in yourself, kid, and believe in your training. And once he does that, I think he'll be better off, to be honest with you. I think he'll be a lot better off. And get away from social media, man. That's one of the things. You don't need social media, man. You get rid of that. Be honest with you, man, I don't really follow social media at all. I don't, I have it, but I'm not on social media. I don't, people send me things, send me videos and things like that, and I may look at it, but that's it. I'm not on social media at all. So if you send me something on social media, I probably ain't read it, and I'm sorry, but I don't do social media, man. I think social media is definitely the devil, man, and, people on there is fake, and, I don't trust anybody that be on that social media all day showing everything that they doing and what they not doing and what they got and all that. That's bull crap,
Do you think the 16 KOs in a row were damaging to Berlanga?
Oh yeah, of course, but you can't help that. I mean, the guys he got in there and he knocked them out. I mean, that's a quick paycheck. One, it's entertaining. The fans loved it. Of course, it wasn't the best thing. It hasn't been the best thing for his career, but at the end of the day, you still got to work hard in the gym and get better, man. That's where you win the fights and get better in the gym, and sometimes guys can, get in their own head and feel that they're invincible at the end of the day. And that's why you need people like myself to humble you, to humble you. You got to be humble, man. And you got to continue to work on your craft day in and day out and get better. And that's just it. So I think Berlanga's going in the right direction now. I just, there was a little hiccup along the way with the biting and all the other antics or whatever he did in the ring. But it's a learning experience for him. He's still young. And he just got to continue to work hard and grow and just get better. And that's just it, man. I don't want to talk too much more about it. I mean, it is what it is. It's over and done with now.
Let's move to 2 days from now. What do you see out of Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr.?
It's a good fight. It's a great fight, great matchup. 3 belts on the line. We're seeing more and more of that. It's starting to become I don't know. Everybody's starting to follow the suit now, It took a couple of guys to really go after it. I think Canelo Alvarez probably was one of the leaders, once he became, pound for pound number one after, capturing all the championships at 168 pounds. It just became a bug now. Everybody's trying to become undisputed, which is great, but we can go back, Crawford undisputed, got a guy named Taylor. another undisputed. Carissa Shields. I mean, Usyk. I mean, there's so many, man, in this generation, in the four belt era, that are trying to become undisputed champions. I mean, uh, so yeah, I think we're getting close to that. Another undisputed champion in the light heavyweight division. I think Artur Beterbiev is a guy that we've seen. We don't know a whole lot about though. You know, he's 17 for 17 knockouts. Um, you know, I remember him back when he fought Vosdick. Vosdick was, I believe, was a slight favorite when they fought, and he was able to take him out. Who's a good boxer, trained by Teddy Atlas, a guy that could punch too. You got a guy like Joe Smith Jr. who he's facing. This guy is a high volume power puncher. You know, he doesn't have the IQ of let's say, a Vosdick. Don't have the IQ. But he does have size, he does have punching power, and he does have grit, determination. But a lot of times that don't win you fights. Tough guys don't win, win you boxing matches. You know, it boils down to the smartest man in there. So I would say Saturday night, whoever's the smartest man in there, man, that can actually imply their game plan's gonna win the fight. And I believe that it's gonna be Artur Beterbiev. I don't think no offense to Joe Smith. I think Joe Smith got a puncher's chance, without a doubt. But I just think that Beterbiev is just, I don't want to say more technically sound, because he has his style and his technique, but I think he's just more seasoned, even though with 17 fights, because of that amateur background. You know, a lot of people don't put that into consideration, bro. When you have that amateur background, you've been able to hone your skills and apply, and you have that know-how. You know how to break these guys down. You know what to look for. And I think that Beterbiev is just better in that department alone, with the punching power, with the grit that he brings in the ring, fighting with that damn big-ass cut he had on his head. Unbelievable, man. And still being able to pull through. You know, it's tough to go against a guy like that, man. So I'm going to say Beterbiev. I say he stops him. Don't know which round. Most fights, I would say, when you have two big punchers, they go under 6. You know, if you look at history, a lot of times they go under 6 rounds. So we'll see.
And it sounds like whoever wins on Saturday, and you're predicting Arthur to win, you would want him to unify with Bivol instead of taking, let's say, a huge fight in England against Anthony Yarde.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah. I mean, it's boxing business. So, ain't nobody going to be sitting there waiting on Beterbiev. I mean, Yarde, I understand that he's probably waiting for his shot. I'm not sure which title or which, sanctioned body he's ranked in. I'm not sure. I don't have it off the top of my head, but
I believe he's the number one in WBO.
So the WBO. So he probably is going to he's going to get next then. He's going to get the crack at the winner at the end of the day. So you gotta handle your obligations. That's what comes along with the belts. You got mandatories. So if he's the number one, he's the mandatory. Then Yarde's gonna get the dibs, and then after that, I'm pretty sure the winner's gonna want to face Bivol.
2 more questions. We hear rumblings that a Spence Crawford deal is very close. How would you see that fight playing out?
Excellent fight. I think it's a tough fight for both guys. I've always favored Crawford in the fight, but I think it's a winnable fight for Spence as well. Spence, I would say he's probably has the best basics in boxing. Honestly, great jab, stays behind it, great fundamentals. Tremendous puncher to the body, great inside game. And he's consistent with it. Every single round he's consistent with it. So that's tough to deal with, man. You got something in your face all night. A guy that's going to be in your grill. A guy, if you even try to rest in the inside, he's going to chop you up to pieces down to the body. And so I would expect Crawford to move. Crawford, I feel, has better feet. I think that he's a better boxer, a better counterpuncher as well. I think he can use that to his advantage in the fight. He's a little bit longer than Spence as well. He has power, sneaky power, and he has for strength as well. And he's not going to stand there and let Spence hit him down to the body. He's going to move. He's going to use angles. And any mistake that Spence make, he should expect the counter. It's going to come. And Crawford being a great a great counterpuncher, I'm going with him. My money's on him. But I think the fight's going to be extremely entertaining, and I think whoever executes their game plan, to be honest with you, is going to win the fight.
Final question: who do you think wins the Joshua Usyk rematch, and do you think Tyson Fury will fight the winner? And if so, what do you think happens in that fight?
I don't know. I don't know what Tyson Fury's going to be doing, honestly. Tyson Fury says a lot. I know Tyson Fury needs boxing, and I think boxing needs Tyson Fury, to be honest with you. Great. I think it's going to be a good fight, I'll be honest with you. I think the fight Usyk and Joshua is going to be an interesting second fight. I think we've seen Joshua in the past. We've seen him make adjustments. When he fought against Ruiz, he boxed. He made adjustments. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He can do that. He knows how to make adjustments. But I think it's more mental than anything for Joshua. I think, technically he can improve in certain areas, but mentally he has to become stronger. You're in there with a guy like Usyk, who's mentally tough, man. This guy's fearless. He's a great boxer. He's a tremendous boxer. Off his back foot, a lot of movement. He's tough to deal with. He's a smaller guy, yeah. But he's able to find those little seams to be able to take advantage of those moments where, you have the big heavyweight guy that's just sitting still, and he's able to sneak shots in on him. So, rematch, who do I got? Man, that's a tough one, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I'm not sure on that. I got to go back, watch the first fight, over and see what type of adjustments that Joshua can make. I know that he was doing very well when he was actually attacking and going to the body of Usyk, which is the largest target that you should be hitting at, especially when you got a guy that moves his head a whole hell of a lot and move his feet. So if he comes out and starts attacking his body early and have a steady pace, you don't have to be reckless, and have a steady controlled pace, let his hands go and don't really try to throw with too much power early on, just kind of try to touch him. I think he has a chance. I think he definitely has a chance of beating Usyk, but we'll see, man.
Final question. You've made the successful transition from in the ring to behind the mic calling fights. How have you made that transition look so seamless?
Nah, you know what? It's been a work in progress. It's been 4.5 years, man. It's just like with boxing. I started off, I wasn't so great. I wasn't so hot. I wasn't so hot in boxing, when I started my career as a young kid. So it's just work, man. A lot of work, a lot of research, just day in and day out, man. Studying the craft, studying different arts of boxing, studying commentary work from different sports, and just trying to find my niche, And I don't know if you understand. I just try to teach, man. I just want to teach the sport. My commentary is not based upon. It's based upon what I'm seeing, but it's based upon telling you exactly what's going on and how this guy's doing it, what he's doing and how he's doing it. That's my commentary. So I love being a teacher. Why he's doing this, or maybe this guy is not doing this. You know what I mean? And he could be doing this, and this can help him in the fight. So that's the way I commentate fights. I could sit back and talk about the stories, and I could sit back and talk about this guy and what he's done in the past and all of that. But that bores me. I'm all about the art, man. I'm all about the art. And if there's little things that I see that I want to just share with the fans and tell you about, that's what I'm going to do.
Well, from what I see on social media, because you're not looking, you have a lot of fans of your work. We look forward to, though I'll be in the arena, I know the fans will look forward to your call of the fight. Timothy Bradley Jr. here with Seconds Out. Thank you for the time.
Hey, Seconds Out, baby. Thank you.